it's a lot more others, a lot more white folks, a
Yeah.
lot more, you know what I'm saying?
Like me. Welcome to Venice.
Like that shit, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Nigga telling me welcome to Venice, nigga, we been here years, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got generations on generations.
Can you state your name, where you from?
My name is Lamont. A lot of y'all know me as Young A's One Way, you know what I'm saying? From LA, Venice. Really, man, I'm from everywhere, but yeah.
Okay.
Nomad.
LA and Venice. So you have family in both places?
Indeed.
Okay.
I done lived a little bit of everywhere, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I done lived LA, I done lived fucking North Hollywood, I done lived fucking Rialto, I done lived West Covina, I done lived a little bit of everywhere, you feel me? So that's why I kind of like look at it like I'm a nomad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got my base as far as, you know, LA and here in Venice, but I'll be everywhere.
Where did you spend your childhood?
I spent a lot of my childhood in LA off like 65th and San Pedro on the east side, and like Century and Western on the west side. But I had a grandma on the east and a grandma on the west. My Venice connection, that same grandma that was on the west, originally is from Venice. My father's mother and my father's father from Venice.
What are their names?
Dana Mitchell and Helena Dozier. Well, originally Helena Burrell.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So those names is two big family names down here. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that shit, it's always been I've always had that, you know what I'm saying, that connection there, you know?
Yeah. And did they grow up or were they born in Venice, or did they move to Venice?
Yeah, my grandfather was born in Venice. My grandmother was born in Venice. My grandmother moved from Venice, I think around like, maybe, I don't know exactly, but I want to say probably before middle school. And then my grandpa, that nigga, he all Venice.
Okay.
He ended up moving out like later, probably like in his 30s or some shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still got family that lives in Venice?
Yeah, got a few.
Okay. Okay.
Quite a few.
The family that moved to Venice originally, was that your grandmother's mother, your grandmother's father?
Yeah. My great grandfather, James Mitchell, believe he moved to Venice by way of, I think, Arkansas. My other great grandfather, Ulysses Burrell, he moved to Venice, I believe, by way of Arkansas.
What year around was it? Did they move?
Shit. My grandma was born in the 50s, so this got to be like, this might be like the 30s.
30s, that they moved to Venice.
Yeah, something like that, maybe.
Wow.
Maybe 30s, 40s,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been back to where your family's from? You said Arkansas?
Nah, I ain't never been out there.
Okay.
Never been out there.
Okay. Any aspirations to go?
Yeah, for sure. We got a family family reunion coming up in, I believe, June or July. So I'm gonna try to make my way down there.
Okay.
Yeah, man, go check it out. My great grandma, I believe, moved out here by way of Arkansas too. Damn, that's a lot of niggas from Arkansas.
My family's from Arkansas too.
That's it. Yeah, that's it. All this gentrification, all this. I told you, man, I can't even find where my great grandpa's house was. They got a big ass fence around it. You know what I'm saying? And just all that type of shit. A lot of the roots, they trying to dig up the roots here. You know what I'm saying? And it's not cool.
How has that affected the community, you feel like?
It's affected them a lot. It's affected the community a lot. The family structure is fucked up. It's not really many places to really like gather like that.
Yeah.
And now people are displaced. I remember at one point they was coming over here, you know what I'm saying, offering motherfuckers money and shit for their houses and shit. And then so some of the people who have taken that money, or even some of the people who didn't, they still it's still a displacement here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I kind of like came and infiltrated our little section. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? When at first y'all ain't really give too much fucks about it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was more concerned on this side and sometimes the Penmar side or some shit. You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't really worried about Oakwood, the Oakwood area like that. But now, it's a lot. It's a lot of people. It's just a lot. It's a whole lot more people. A whole lot more others, foreigners.
And what do you think sparked that change? Like, why do you think those others wanted to come into the Oakwood area when before, in the 90s, early 2000s, they would be nowhere to be found?
The same shit. It's always money. It's a money thing.
Yeah.
It's prime real estate over there. The types of houses, the aesthetic, the access. You know what I'm saying? They see the same thing we seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Certain people have more means to come down here and be able to just buy shit up.
So when you were coming down here as a kid with your pops, then if you were to give a percentage, what percentage of the community that you saw in Venice was black and Mexican, and what percentage would you say was white?
Shit. Coming down here as a kid, it was like 80-90% black and Mexican. Really, it was a few white folks, but it wasn't like how it is now.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now it's everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
When did you see that change happen? What year? You were to give me a year.
Early mid 2000s. Early mid 2000s, and then it seemed like a second wave came around probably like when I was in like high school. Maybe like 2009, 2010.
Yeah.
Started to kick up a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, around that time though.
From your point of view, do you see Venice ever becoming a predominantly black and brown community again?
Ooh, shit. Sadly, no. I would definitely want it to, but unless I feel like in order for that to happen, the people who love Venice and the people who are of Venice have to make something of themselves in order to be able to come back and buy this shit.
Yeah.
Because now they done drove, they got this shit driven up, they done built it up, they got $1 million homes and shit, you know what I'm saying? What we offered out here as far as resources and jobs and shit, you know what I'm saying? We're not making enough money to be able to come purchase this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we was talking off camera, you know, all this shit is by design. This shit is strategic, you know what I'm saying? And they making it like this for a reason. They making it like this back in, you know what I'm saying, in the early days when the nigga Abbott Kinney and all these niggas, they trying to get it back on some of that type shit. You know what I'm saying?
What year were you born?
92.
92. So since you were a kid, how have you seen Venice change in your lifetime?
Shit. A lot.
Some of the biggest changes that you've noticed.
A lot of foreigners. It's always been kind of a mix down here, but shit, the mix ain't the mix is leaving now. You feel me? It's a lot more others, a lot more white folks, a lot more. You know what I'm saying?
Like me. Welcome to Venice.
Like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Nigga telling me welcome to Venice, nigga. We been here years, bro. You know what I'm saying? I got generations on generations.
What is your favorite thing about Venice?
Honestly, aside from like my family and shit, it's just a certain feeling down here, bro. I don't even know how to really explain it. I've told a few people, but like, I don't really know how to explain it. When I'm down here, especially like over in the Oakwood area and shit, just like when I be walking around, especially like when I was a teenager, I used to like feel like I could feel my ancestors walking around that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain feeling here, bro, that just, you don't get that shit nowhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially for me, always knowing that my family is real deep rooted here. You know what I'm saying? So it just always, Venice always meant something to me. You know what I'm saying? Even not living here as a kid, but coming out here and visiting my family and shit, it always meant something. Knowing my grandpa was from here, knowing my pops was from here, knowing my, you know what I'm saying, my grandmothers, my great grandmothers. That shit it's in my blood. That's my blood. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it always has a special place with me. Yeah, it just always got a special place with me, bro. Even when I was a little ass kid and shit, nigga, being a badass kid, nigga, before I even came down here and knew about, you know what I'm saying, the gang shit, nigga. I'm hitting up shit, staying way in Texas, nigga.
Yeah.
Hitting up Venice, nigga, on shit in Texas. Like, you know what I'm saying, that shit, it always had a place with me, my nigga, cause
Yeah.
it's my blood, it's my family, you know what I'm saying? That shit mean a lot to me.
So you lived in Texas as a kid?
Man, yeah. I stayed out there. I stayed in Plano for about like 2 years when I was like 8 and 9. My pops had died when I was 7. So we ended up moving to Texas where my grandpa was at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear your pops died so young. How has that affected you as growing up and everything?
Man,
Your pops not being around.
it still has an effect. It's a lot. It affects me every day now, but it ain't so bad, you know what I'm saying, now, because I'm older and shit. But just seeing, man, when I was a kid, I used to see go to school, you come back from the weekend and shit, and kids would be like, oh, the teachers, well, what did y'all do for the weekend? Niggas get to talking about what they did with their dads and shit. That shit used to have me mad, nigga. Like, ain't nobody did shit to me, nigga, but I'm mad because niggas is talking about some shit that I'll never be able to experience, you know what I'm saying? So it always played a part just in my growth and development. I had to diligently work to build my confidence.
Yeah.
Just stuff like that, man. Like real things that society can't necessarily teach you. Your mom can't necessarily teach you. You have to learn these things from a father figure, or you know what I'm saying, or somebody of that you would look at in that light. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for things as far as like my confidence, build my confidence, my relationships with people. I tend to hold on to relationships. I value my relationships a lot.
Yeah.
Because my pops died so young, and the way that it happened.
If you don't mind me asking, how did it happen?
He passed from kidney failure and pneumonia, but I can remember that night he was supposed to come pick me up, and we were staying in North Hollywood at like a little townhouse, and across the shit we had some neighbors, and one of the neighbors, the daughter was having like a quinceañera, so we was over there, we was back and forth over at my house and shit. So I don't know what the fuck happened, and I just started feeling something. And I left from over there, went back to the house, and I was sitting on the steps. And inside the crib, my sister came and was like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, man, something wrong. My dad's supposed to come pick me up, he ain't here. Something wrong, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Go on, whatever. Next day, my uncle and his best friend ended up coming to the house and picking us up. I'm like, damn, that's odd as fuck, because this nigga don't never come over the house, you feel me? So I'm like, that's crazy. So he came pick us up. He take us to my grandma's house. As soon as I walk into my grandma's house, nigga, my grandma tell me, your dad dead, woo. No, listen, so it just, yeah, that's how that happened. But it's always had an effect, but at the same time, I feel like my pops was from what I can remember, such a great father that things may have, I don't know, it may sound crazy, but things may have had to happen this way. Who knows if I'd have been the same person had my pops been here. I could have been a spoiled little bitch or something, you know what I'm saying? Who knows, you know what I'm saying? Because certain shit that I had to go through to build my character and build my confidence and become a man, I may have not had to go through if my pops was here.
So how did you learn how to become a man? Did you have certain male role models or anything like that?
I
Or
did, but I feel like I'm a man, but I'm still learning how to become a man. Because at first, I learned how to become a man from my brother and older people who I felt older men who I felt was cool, right? And then when you get to like that shit worked till I got to about like 23, 24, 25. Then I started looking and doing some self-inventory on shit and was like, okay, and started looking at some of these same people who I thought was cool and start seeing me now as a adult, you niggas ain't really cool like that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So then I had to unlearn all this shit that I learned and pick up new things. Yeah, my brother's a big influence on that.
How much older is he than you?
He only 3 years older than me.
Okay.
But my brother always been a little bit more mature, like mentally. He only 3 years older than me, but as far as like, he just got a certain way about himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not really into like the bullshit and the nonsense and shit. You know,
Yeah.
my nigga, I'm 31. You know what I'm saying? So my nigga 34. He been married for like 15, 16 years.
Wow.
With his high school sweetheart type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He a professional boxer. He got kids and shit. That the most important thing to him is his kids and his wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That shit mean a lot to me. That shit, that's man shit. You know what I'm saying? Taking care of your family and really, some people will say, oh yeah, that's you don't get praise for what you're supposed to do, but it's a lot of people who don't do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we should praise the niggas who do what they supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for sure, my brother was definitely a big influence.
So I feel like it takes growth and maturity even for you to say you're still, learning how to become a man. Because I feel like a lot of people think just because they're 18, they're a man now.
Ah man,
know?
it's some old men still learning how to become a man. That's the thing about life. You know what I'm saying? You never stop learning.
Yeah.
If you do stop learning, you need to get the fuck out the way. You know what I'm saying? Because there's always something here to be learned. You know what I'm saying? I know we all heard the old phrase, "A wise man knows that he knows nothing." You know what I'm saying? So I look at that like it's always something to be learned. You know what I'm saying? And if you get to a point to where you feel like I can't learn something or can't nobody teach me something, that's a bad space to be in. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much information out here and there's so much things to be open to and to learn from. It's just like it never stops. You always growing. You know what I'm saying? Growth is imminent. You're gonna grow until you die. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
That's for sure.
What is some of the most valuable lessons that you feel like you learned as a child growing up in LA, Venice, moving around a lot?
Oh man, so many. One for sure. First thing came to mind is like being a good judge of character. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, in my younger years, I done been fooled a couple times. You know what I'm saying? Especially growing up out here. You know what I'm saying? I done trusted some motherfuckers that I shouldn't have trusted, and it had turned into some shit. Or you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be a good judge of character. Watch the company you keep. Know who you dealing with. Not looking at everything and everybody like they a threat. You know what I'm saying? I learned that kind of like on contrary of what everybody else does, because a lot of people out here look at everything and everybody like a threat. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't until I went to other places, other states, and got out of here, out of my comfort zone, and seen like, damn, everybody don't live how we live out there. Niggas live regular lives in other places. They wake up, walk outside, nigga, and don't have to worry about, hey, my nigga, where you from? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. I mean, one time when I moved to Missouri, and I was staying out there, I went to a Walmart, and got my groceries, I'm in line finna check out. And a white dude just come up behind me like, hey man, Oh man, I see you got the stuff, man. Don't worry about it. I'll pay for it. I got you. I'm like, my nigga, who sent you? When I thought about it for a minute, I let it register. I'm like, shit, fuck it, nigga. I can save my bread. Go ahead, my nigga, buy it. You feel me? But initially, my first thought is like, nigga, what you on? You feel me?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's partly like conditioning from being out here. You know what I'm saying? And just past experiences, growing up.
Los Angeles upbringing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, for sure.
So growing up and hearing like where you from, that was normal as a child, but now that you become an adult, you understand that that's not so normal.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of shit. It's a lot of shit that we do that's not normal. Even then, like being in other places, other states, you have to like catch yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll have like, not quite, but almost like some PTSD type shit. You might be in a whole nother state. You know what I'm saying? Somebody asks you where you from, and they just ask you really like, where are you from?
Yeah.
But in your mind, you processing it like, wait a minute, is this nigga trying to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you really gotta like step back, like, hold on, man, I'm not even in a space where niggas do that. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't that, you feel me? So that's the lifestyle out here, man. That shit, you know, I niggas stop playing, man. That shit real. Hey man, if y'all like this video, subscribe to GB Local, man. Hit that notification bell, subscribe button, all that. You ain't gonna get no type of content like this nowhere else, you feel me? Tapping in with real locals, real people, real spaces, you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to GB Local.